Welcome to the Invested Dads Podcast, simplifying financial topics so that you can take action and make your financial situation better. Helping you to understand the current world of financial planning and investments, here are your hosts, Josh Robb and Austin Wilson.
All right. Hey. Welcome back to the Invested Dads Podcast, a podcast where we take you on a journey to better your financial future. Today, we are going to be finally getting around to reviewing our 2021 official second annual Invested Dad stock draft. That's a mouthful. Hey, Josh, come on, wake up. Well, wow. Guess this is already that boring because Josh didn't do that well, as we'll get to later. But since Josh is sleeping, I have a special guest with us to take his place. And that is the winner of the draft. So, here we go. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you our special guest for this week, Hixon Zuercher Capital Management's very own client service administrator, Amy Young. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
And congrats.
Well, thank you.
Because, you won.
I did.
So, Amy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, scoot over, Josh, just a little bit. Okay, about myself. I am a mother of 3, 2 boys and a little girl. I've been working for Hixon Zuercher for approximately 4 years now.
Not quite as long as me.
Not quite, just a couple months shy. Client service administrator here at Hixon Zuercher. I service clients with new account opening. I do cashiering for the clients. I schedule meetings, set up the quarterly reviews, prepare materials for the reviews. A little bit of everything.
Literally everything.
A little bit.
It is kind of the other duties as assigned as your job.
That's right.
So, you actually work at an investment firm. So, this is kind of cool. But working with us, with Josh and I, you have been following the podcast for some time. I know it's your favorite podcast and you never miss an episode.
I've never missed an episode.
That being said, yes, you are our big winner this year and we are thrilled to have you with us. So you told us a little bit about what you do, about your family, any investing experience that you have particularly that could have given you this edge because, wow, you smoked everyone.
Besides the tools at my fingertips, which would be investment team, your research.
Oh, well.
That's the tools that I use to pick my stocks.
I wasn't actually going for a plug there, but thank you.
That's the only tools that I had, and that's what I utilized. Other than that, very minimal experience in picking stocks.
Well, you could have fooled me. Also, I hear that you have a particular aversion to mustaches. Tell us about that and why that is a thing for you.
I just am not a fan on certain individuals. I don't discriminate on all mustaches.
What about Tom Selleck? Is that a good mustache?
That's a good mustache.
Okay, and
if you can grow it like that, then keep it.
Why is his okay and other people's aren't?
Some people can't grow it in as nice as good old Tom.
So this aversion to mustaches has led to a reputation. And the reputation is that you're the bully around the office. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Is it earned?
I care to call it honesty. I'm more honest than I am a bully.
And this honesty came about because of a certain mustache in the office.
That is true, yes. There's an individual on our team that decided that a mustache was a good idea. Said individual likes to fill up his water occasionally throughout the day, which happens to be next to my location. So I got to see the mustache, 5 to 10 times a day. And
that's it?
That thought maybe I should comment on said mustache.
Okay, so full disclosure, I was the mustache bearer, and it was a great mustache. It was not Tom Selleck quality.
It was not.
It was pretty good for a 30-year-old. However, you were not the only one that was not thrilled about the mustache. I was called a creep by multiple people in my life, and my wife stared at it one night enough that I got the drift that it was time for it to go. So thank you for your honesty. This is why this is a podcast, because I'm not judged on my looks. I have a great face for radio. Exactly.
Yes, you do.
So yes, that is Amy's reputation, and she's earned it. But, we have a good time around the office, and we give it right back.
This is true. Very true.
So here we go. Josh, before we get going, any other thoughts on Amy and her background? Wow, okay. Well, simple enough, Josh. So, Amy, I know you're really wondering, why? Why now? Why are we just now getting to this episode?
I am wondering.
Well, the truth is that I would love to tell you it's because I just didn't want to tell you that you had won.
I think that's the real answer. I think that's what it is.
The real answer is actually that Investopedia didn't have their crap together. Oh. And our game closed on 12/31, and I could not go look at the results or anything after the game closed. You can only look at it when it was open.
Interesting.
That is interesting, and I bugged them so many times, they changed it. So
nice.
At the beginning of February, I got the access to get access to our full results and transaction histories and stuff like that. So that's why we're doing this now. Better late than never. And now it's changed so that in the future, we will be able to do this on time. So
I'll be told I'm a winner sooner next time than later.
I mean, you are the winner. So
I am this year.
it's hard to argue with that. So anyway, the moment we're all waiting for right here is the full results. And I want to say that we had 18 people in our stock draft. 18 people that Amy was the first of. So in first place, I'm just going to use the usernames because I don't actually have names.
Okay.
A Young 83. She ended. Well, I'm assuming it's you.
That is me. Number one.
She ended with an account value of $117,879. That is an overall percentage change of 17.9% in 6 months. The number 2 person was Adam Zuercher, 14776899404. That's a mouthful.
Yes.
He finished with a return. I'm not going to go through dollars because it's the same. 16.8%. So you beat him by 1.1%.
So he wasn't too far behind.
Correct. Number 3 was E. Heminger, 15.1%. Number 4 was W. Hinks. That was 8.2%. Number 5 was Maddie Miller, 5.9%. Number 6 was A. Wilson at 3.5%.
Who's A. Wilson?
That was me,
Number 6?
and we're
Okay.
getting around to that. We're getting around to that. Number 7 was R. Holbrook, 0818 at 0.9%. Number 8 was Tea Time 50 at 0.8%. Number 9 was Mac Mull JC at 0.0%. Yes, you heard me. There are 9 people, and we are now at break even. So that means the remaining 9 lost money in 6 months. Number 10, Jessica A. Hinks at negative 0.5%. Number 11, M. Alt 1516 at negative 1.7%. Number 12, S. Markley 1 at negative 1.9%. Number 13, wait for it. Josh, this might be you.
Wake up, Josh.
Man, he's not into this today. J. Rob HZ at negative 4.7%. Number 14, Trader BP at negative 7.4%. Number 15, Dr. Mindbender 14 at negative 11.6%. Number 16, and I'm just reading the names here. This is not trying to say anything inappropriate. 420 Stock Nerd 69, negative 12.7%. Number 17, Jason Summers, negative 24.6%. And 18, and last place, Will M.W. Cash Needs at negative 28.6%. So that is the final results. I wish I could change them.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
I had a positive return.
How did you feel when you saw the winners listed out there? How did you feel when you read that list?
I mean, I felt that there were times where I made some bad moves. And I felt that I could have easily won it if I didn't get greedy.
Okay.
But we'll get to that later.
I'm happy to give you some tips if you need.
I appreciate that. I think I need all the help I can get. But I also need you to give our listeners what they want, and that is the dad joke of the week.
Okay, this is for Josh. Josh, wake up. You really want to hear this. Okay, are you ready?
Oh, he's ready.
In spirit of Valentine's Day.
That's right.
My joke. How much candy do you hope to get this Valentine's Day?
None. I really don't like candy.
You don't like candy?
Dark chocolate only, and only in limited amounts.
Dark chocolate. That's healthy, at least.
I am a model of healthitude.
Okay, well, you're going to like this answer.
Okay, good.
All right, I'm going to read the question again. You sure you don't want to give it a shot? What the answer is?
No.
How much candy do you hope to get this Valentine's Day? A chocolate.
A chocolate. That is
Cute
good.
as
That is
that.
good. Josh, what do you think about that?
I'll take over the dad joke segment for him.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's really slacking today. So that is a great joke. Thank you for bringing that, because that is really what our listeners listen for every week. It's the dad joke.
I'm one of those listeners.
They come for the dad joke. They stay for the financial advice.
That's true.
So let's talk about your portfolio.
Okay.
And I have it printed out here. And I said it out like Canadian practically, because I guess we are in the north here.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about your portfolio. We're going to talk about the strategy that you used to build your portfolio. So I'm going to name the tickers, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the companies.
Okay.
One of your largest positions was Apple,
Okay.
and that did pretty well during the quarter. Why do you like Apple?
Apple was the most recognized option for me.
True.
And reading through our portfolio and everything that we do with Apple, I thought, why I can't go wrong. So I put more eggs in that basket than maybe I should have, or I think I did my
I think it did
strategy
pretty well.
really well. So that was my reason for
Next
that.
up was Amazon, sizable position in that as well.
I'd say the same. Yes, exactly the same.
Next, you had BTCM.
What I do believe I was purchasing was Bitcoin, but I was informed by our research analyst here that knows everything that is not Bitcoin.
Everything.
Please disclose what that is.
Yeah, that is it's a Bitcoin mining company out of Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is part of China, and China doesn't really like Bitcoin. So it was under a bit of pressure. But you did not have a big position in it, so it actually did not detract from your performance. Next up, Costco.
Costco, I shop there, so
it is a great... Oh,
really
the samples.
Is, yes.
You can't walk out of there without spending $400.
The only grocery store my kids are excited to go
I
to
know.
because of the samples.
Lowe's, that's a good one. You got a big position in Lowe's.
Yep.
MasterCard.
MasterCard.
I use it every day, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft's
another one within our portfolio that, I was kind of following what our strategy here at HZ is. And
let's talk about Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah.
Are you a Netflixer?
I am.
You use it a lot?
I do.
What's your favorite show?
It depends.
Okay.
We've recently just finished A Woman in the Window Across the Window. I don't know what it's
that
called,
sounds
but it's
creepy.
great. It is a little bit. So yeah, we jump around on shows.
What about? We got some Starbucks. We got one in town.
Starbucks is my go-to. That's my jam.
What's your favorite drink?
I usually just do a caramel mocha latte. Yeah, I'm pretty simple. I'm not fancy like that. I'm not one of those knows how to order.
You're pretty simple, even though it's not this.
It's not black coffee.
Not black coffee.
I get a little intimidated when I go up there because I'm not sure the correct lingo. Like they say, leave room for cream. I don't know the whole coffee thing. So I go just caramel latte.
You know how I avoid that?
Just order black.
Black coffee.
Yeah.
Hard to mess it up.
Yeah. We have a pretty fancy coffee machine in our office.
It is. I just finished a cup.
We don't even need Starbucks.
It's better than Starbucks.
It really kind of is.
It really is.
No, I wouldn't say that. But
okay, so then you took a bet on the future.
I did.
Ticker SPCE, which is Virgin Galactic.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Branson's space company.
Yes.
And you were betting on it going to the moon.
I kind of did.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. That was a good little pun.
Nice bet on Tesla as well, like in some electric vehicles. That is the future, as we're all told. So
That's
good
what
move
I hear.
on that.
Yeah.
And finally, a sizable position in Walmart, because it seems to be a staple.
It's always there.
It is always there.
Always
and
there.
There are people there that are fun to watch.
Yeah.
The people of Walmart.
So I don't think I would change anything. Well, maybe the one mistake I made with the Bitcoin miner. Mining.
I think that is such a small position in your portfolio that you rocked it.
I did.
You picked winners. You picked things you knew. And that is kind of how to have a successful portfolio over time. And you were diversified across a variety of different sectors, different companies, different industries, and it showed.
Did we tell the listeners what the dollar amount, that the starting amount was that we were able to invest?
Yeah, so we did that last year, but as a review, good idea. We had a hypothetical $100,000, and you could invest that in up to a 10% position in any one ticker at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So 10% would then be a full position, or you could invest in $1,000 positions if you wanted.
That's a lot of work.
It would have been a lot.
Did anybody do that?
No, there was some more than 10, but definitely not that many. At some point, you start diluting, your performance. So, and it's just a pain to keep track of. Like, you built this on June 30th, the first day you could have built this, and you didn't touch it until the end.
I did not touch it.
And
let it ride.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So what does that say about investing?
It just ride it out.
Ride it out.
It works.
That is exactly what I would say as well. So the real question here, everyone is wondering, is are you planning on defending your title? Because you're a little intimidating.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be intimidating, but I am competitive.
No, you're intimidating. Trust me.
That's
I'm
okay.
scared.
I'll take that. It must be my height. I'm competitive by nature, so I do believe that I'm putting my shoe in for number 1 for 2022.
Yeah, kind of like the Bengals.
Kind of like the Bengals.
Putting it all on next year.
Too soon, but too soon. The Super Bowl was just last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, can't win them all.
So what is your strategy for 2022? Because we're going to do this in the second half again this year.
So my strategy is going to be go to Austin's office and ask him
find all my notes
tips and then tweak it a little bit. And then I'm just, whatever I go with, I'm going to ride it out.
Ride it out.
Yeah,
that is great.
I'm not going to make any moves and just have faith in it and ride it out.
So I think as we review the second half of 2021, we can make some observations. So first, let's open it up. Josh, any thoughts on what happened and what we can do, based in observation of what happened? Wow. He is quiet today. He must have had a really long night staying up to watch the Super Bowl till 10 o'clock.
I think he was pulling for the Bengals as well.
Oh, man, that was rough. So not talking to Josh then, let's talk about what we learned from this exercise. Number one, we can obviously learn that Amy Young is a winner.
I like this lesson here.
She did pretty well. She won. There's no doubt about it. I've got the official results, the unofficial official results right here. Mm-hmm. So Amy is a winner, and she is the defending champion in 2022.
Real quick, the listeners want to know what my prize is. So I think it's only fair to tell them that I get gloating rights for an entire year.
That's true.
Against the research team within our company.
And probably some banana bread at some point.
I will take that. That is a true, that's a true winnings right there.
I'll take one for the team there.
All right.
Number two, beating the market is hard and few people do it. So there were 18 people in the stock draft. 3, including Amy. 3 beat the market. So the S&P was up 11% in the second half of the year, and there were 3 that were over 11% return. So beating the market's hard. Few people do it. Number 3, making big bets rarely pays off because huge bets. First of all, we limited it to 10%, but even a 10% position, if it worked well, we're going to work really good and help you. If it did not work out well, that would have been quite bad. Number 4, staying fully invested works. That's what you did.
Right.
You bought, you didn't touch it, and you won. That's kind of how it works.
Right.
And that's the same as it works in real life. Ride things out. Number 5, you invested in what you knew. You know these companies, minus the Bitcoin miner in Hong Kong.
Which was a mistake.
But you know these companies, you shop at them, you use their products, and you can vouch for how they are in your life. And you were betting to think that other people felt the same. And number 6, investing is not trading. You invested. You bought once, you didn't trade around, and you won because of it. And you were kind of in it for I'm using air quotes, long haul in the 6-month time frame. It wasn't long haul, but it was long haul for what we were doing. And that is a very different approach, and it worked quite well over that time period. So I guess one thing to point out is that like I said, we will be doing this again in 2022. So stay tuned for details on that. It should be very, very similar to what we did in 2021. And Josh, I would like you to congratulate Amy one more time because she deserves a round of applause. Well, I was clapping. He was snoring again. But anyway, Josh will be awake next time. It'll be great. But Amy, congratulations. You're the big winner this year.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck next year. And we're excited that you can try and rub that in a little bit because we're going to beat you this year. That's what we're going to do.
You know what? I'm going to say this. One thing only. Well, first, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
I know this has been the highlight of your week.
I will see you next year.
That's right. And as always, check out our free gift to you. It's a brief list of 8 principles of timeless investing. These are overarching investment themes meant to keep you on track to meet your long-term goals. Check it out. It's free on our website. Josh, how can people help us grow this podcast and help people? Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to go through Josh's part this week. So, number 1, if you're not, please subscribe because we push these episodes out every single Thursday, and we would love you to get the latest one directly to your device. Number 2, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us to show up in people's search results and on their feeds. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, please leave us a friendly review. Number 3, email us any ideas to hello@theinvesteddads.com. We look forward to episodes that you guys want to hear. So send us ideas, send us thoughts, send us comments. How do you think the stock draft went? We would love to hear. So send us an email. We read every single one. And finally, please share this episode and any other episode with friends and family that you think might enjoy it. Until next week, and until Amy returns to rub it in again, 2022, have a great week. Thank you, Amy, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Invested Dads podcast. This episode has ended, but your journey towards a better financial future doesn't have to. Head over to theinvesteddads.com to access all the links and resources mentioned in today's show. If you enjoyed this episode and we had a positive impact on your life, leave us a review, click subscribe, and don't miss the next episode. Josh Robb and Austin Wilson work for Hixon Zuercher Capital Management. All opinions expressed by Josh, Austin, or any podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Hixon Zuercher Capital Management. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Hixon Zuercher Capital Management may maintain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast. There is no guarantee that the statements, opinions, or forecasts provided herein will prove to be correct. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Indices are not available for direct investment. Any investor who attempts to mimic the performance of an index would incur fees and expenses which would reduce returns. Securities investing involves risk, including the potential for loss of principal. There is no assurance that any investment plan or strategy will be successful.